want to ask you a question, an honest one. Are you tired? Not physically tired from the gym. Are you tired of constantly working on yourself? Tired of trying to fix the reality, heal your trauma, manifest your dreams? And if the answer is yes, it's not because you're doing something wrong. It's because you're trapped in a mechanism that you think is growth, but it's actually a cage. Let's look at where we started. We all begin life in the same position. Biology call it dependency. We call it the victim state. And please don't judge this word. It's not an insult. It was a necessity. Think about yourself as a child. When you were 5 years old, you were small and the world was giant. You couldn't pay for your food. You couldn't leave the house if you wanted to. Your safety depended entirely on your parents. Actually, on their mood, to be honest. And if the economy crashed, or your parents divorced, or the teacher was angry, it just happened to you. And in this state, the core belief is the world is big and I'm small. Life happens to me. It is a state of survival. You learn to adapt, to hide, to be quiet, or to scream to get attention. And many people stay there. They blame the government, the economy, their boss. But you're watching this video, which means at some point you decided to leave the room. You found a book or a therapist, or you discovered a revolutionary idea. I'm not a victim. I create my own reality and it all depends on me. And it felt like fresh air. It was the moment of your power. You realize that if I change my thoughts, then I can change my reality. You went to therapy to heal your traumas. You started meditating to raise your vibrations. You wrote down your goals and you moved from victim to controller. And for a while, it worked. You made more money, you improved your relationships, your health, and you felt strong. But here's the trap no one talks about. Look at the controller. The controller is constantly checking. Did I do it right? Did I manifest it yet? Is my vibration high enough? And if you feel sad for no clear reason, your first thought isn't compassion. It is how and what belief created this. If something goes wrong, for example, you lose money, you get sick, something happens in your relationships, what does the controller do? He panics. He thinks, I didn't work hard enough. I have a limiting belief. I need to clear my blocks. I need to heal my traumas. Do you see what happened? The controller is just a victim in a fancy suit. The victim says, the world is dangerous and I'm helpless. The controller says, the world is dangerous and I must control everything to happen. I must control everything to just feel safe. Both states are driven by fear. Both states believe that life is an enemy that must be fought or manipulated. And the victim hides from life. The controller tries to grab life by throat and force it to be good. And that is why you're tired, because trying to control the infinite flow of life with your human mind is a job that no human nervous system can sustain. So let's be honest here. Control is seductive. When you first started to control the reality, that idea felt like a power. It felt like finally you can be an adult. You organize your schedule, you track your finances, you set your intentions, and it looks very reasonable. Society applauds you. Look at her. She is so disciplined. She is the CEO of her life. And for the mind, it is so powerful to feel like that. And the mind loves to think that I am the doer. I am making things happen. But let's look at the price tag of this power. especially in the spiritual or self-help world. If you believe I create everything with my thoughts, you create a police state inside your mind. You become the security guard of your own mind. And most people don't even realize what they are doing. You monitor every thought. Oh no, that was a negative thought. Cancel, cancel. If you don't get the result, you immediately blame yourself, your internal state. I wasn't positive enough, my vibration dropped, I have a block or a trauma, something else, So just think about it. You turned life, which is supposed to be a mystery and an adventure, into a constant exam that you're afraid to fail. And that is not freedom. That is paranoia, to be completely honest. The controller lives in a constant tension because he believes that if I look away for 1 second, everything will collapse. And here's the funniest part of it. The belief that you are keeping your life together is biologically false. And I wanted to do an experiment right now. Try to beat your heart manually. Command your heart to pump blood. Command your cells to divide. Command your liver to filter toxins. You can't. It's impossible. And yet it is happening right now. You are being breathed. You are being kept alive by an intelligence far greater than your controller mind. Imagine if you had to control your breathing 24/7, like manually. You have to command when you inhale, when you exhale. Inhale, exhale. You would die of exhaustion in 10 minutes because it is impossible. Here's the question. If you trust life to handle the most complex mechanism that ever existed, your own life, your own body, every process is happening without your control. So why do you think you need help? You need manually to control your money, your relationships, and your career? Why do you think the traffic of life needs you to push the cars? And the moment you see this, the grip loosens. You realize that control was never your strength. It was fear pretending to be responsibility. And I can hear your mind is screaming right now. But Dari, if I stop controlling, nothing will happen. I will lie on the sofa, lose my job, or run out of money, and my life will fall apart. And this is the greatest lie of the controller. The controller convinces that your anxiety is the fuel for life. It tells you, if I don't worry about money, money won't come. It tells you, if I don't stress about my future, I won't have a future that I want. But look at your past. Look at the best things that have ever happened to you. Did you control falling in love? Did you force your best idea, best creative idea to come? Did you strategize the moment you met your best friend? No. These things happened. They arrived and you responded, not passively. You showed up, but you didn't manufacture the moment. And we need to separate two things, action and tension. We think they are the same package, but they are not. Action is writing the email. Tension is the voice in your head screaming, make it perfect. What if they don't reply while you write email? But you can write the email without this voice. The action remains, the suffering disappears. And when you drop the control, you don't become a vegetable. You become efficient. You stop wasting 90% of your energy on managing your internal state and use 100% of your energy on the task. So let's go deeper. You think you're the decider, but if you watch closely, decisions happen before you think them. Let me give you an example. When you're thirsty, do you hold a meeting in your head? Like agenda. Number one, should we drink water? Let's analyze the pros and cons. No, thirst arises, hand moves, water is drunk, and it's a seamless flow. So why can't your business be like drinking water? Why can't money be like drinking water? And when you surrender, you don't stop making decisions. You simply stop doubting the decisions that has already arrived. You move when the impulse comes. You speak when the words come. And this is what the athletes call the zone. This is what the artists call the flow. It is action minus the noise. And yes, this applies to money, especially to money. Money is a current and it wants to move. The controller builds a dam called fear and tries to manage every drop. The master opens the gate. And when you stop trying to manifest money out of lack and simply do what is the next obvious step, you will be surprised. You start responding to what is actually real instead of fighting an imaginary futures. And not because you forced them, but because you finally got out of the way. Now we need to talk about the trickiest part. Feelings, especially if you come from the law of attraction world. You were taught that your feelings create your reality. So if you feel fear, you panic. I'm in the process of manifesting a disaster. If you feel anger, you suppress it. I must be high vibe. Or you use your feelings as instructions. I don't feel inspired today, so I won't do it. I feel afraid, so this must be the sign that this is the wrong path. And I want you to offer a different perspective. Feelings are not instruction. They are just information. They are just the weather. You don't pilot the weather. You walk through it. So let's look at how your biology actually handles the reality. And it is much smarter than your philosophy. Imagine you touch a hot stove. Do you stand there and think, I feel heat, my vibration is low. Should I remove the hand? No. Let me check my intuition. No. The hand moves instantly before you even feel the pain. Before you think hot. When someone asks you, what is your name? Do you meditate on the answer? No, you just say it. So, what I mean by that? Why am I talking about this again and again? Because life is faster than your own mind. And life is already functioning perfectly without your internal controller, without your internal manager, deciding how to feel about it. So what does this mean for us? It means you can be afraid and still move. It means you can feel uncertain and still speak. Let me give you my personal example. Most of us were taught that we have to be in the right feelings to start, to act. But action doesn't require the feeling to disappear. And if I need to record this video, if I feel tired or shy, I don't try to fix the feeling. I don't go to meditate for an hour to, get in the state. I simply record this video while feeling shy. And the video gets recorded, the result is real. So what I mean by that is that you don't need to heal your fear to take the next step. You just take the step and carry your fear in your pocket, like a small stone. And it doesn't stop you. It's just there and you know about it. And to be honest, this is true freedom. Freedom is not feeling good all the time, knowing that no fear has the power to stop you. Feelings pass, life keeps moving. And there's one small place where the controller hides. And actually, it is the most crowded place in the entire universe. It is called the waiting room. And the people here look very busy. They are preparing. They say, I'm waiting for clarity. I'm waiting to fully feel aligned. I'm waiting for the sign. And it sounds responsible. It sounds spiritual. But let's call it what it really is. It's a request for a guarantee. When you say I need to be ready, what you really mean is I want to be sure that if I act, nothing bad will happen. I want to be sure I won't look stupid. You're trying to control the outcome before you take a step. You think that if you meditate long enough or plan detailed enough, you can bypass the risk of leaving. But here, please listen to me closely. Readiness is a story we tell ourselves to delay the risk. And you are never ready for the things that matter. Ask any mother. Was she ready for the moment baby arrived? No. She became a mother just by doing it. Ask any toddler. Was he ready to walk? No. He stood up, wobbled, and fell. And if he wanted a total clarity before standing up, he still will be crawling at age 30. And confidence is not a prerequisite for action. Confidence is the result of action. You don't think your way into a new life. You act your way into a new way of thinking. You're waiting for the fog to clear so you can start walking. But in reality, the fog only clears around your moving feet. If you stand still, the fog stays. If you take one step, you see 1 meter further. Clarity is a reward for movement. So there's no point in trying to solve your life in your head. The pieces are out there in the world. And you have to go to pick them. So here's the permission slip. You're allowed to start unready. You're allowed to start confused. You're allowed to start when your hands trembling and when you have a shaky voice, because the you who feels ready is created along the way, not before it. And I wanted to notice you something right now. While we're talking here in this video, your hair grew a tiny bit. Your cells aged a tiny bit. The earth spanned thousands of miles through space. And did you do that? Did you manage it? Did life ask for your permission to digest your lunch or beat your heart? No. We walk around with this heavy backpack called controller, thinking that if we put it down, the world will stop. But the truth is, life isn't an unstoppable force. It didn't ask for your permission to start. It doesn't wait for your approval to happen, to continue. And it certainly doesn't need your decision to unfold in a new way. So life doesn't start from zero when you relax. You step into something that was already moving. You stopped fighting what is already in motion, and it's all happening. The question is only with or without your anxiety. Stop trying to push the river. The river is already moving faster than you can swim. Just float. You don't need to do anything with this. Just notice over the next year how much life happens without your effort. Notice how many things go right without your interference. Notice how the sun rises without your strategy. Notice how the right thought comes without your force. And if this way of seeing the reality resonates with you, I invite you to subscribe. Because this channel is not about fixing ourselves. It's not about creating something. It's about being aware of what is happening right now. It's about remembering who we truly are, our core, our essence. So, welcome home.